So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about a project that I think is blowing up in the SUI ecosystem. It's no surprise that the entire SUI ecosystem has been blowing up. If you just take a look at the charts right over here, back in August, SUI was down at 50-60 cents and it's gone up almost 8x. It's reached an all-time high of $4.91. The ecosystem is now worth $13.6 billion. And if we take a look at CoinMarketCap in terms of the rank, it's right over here. It's in the top 15th of the largest projects within the entire crypto ecosystem. So I think that SUI has a lot to offer. Just some updates on SUI. If we take a look at the DeFi llama right over here, it's got a $1.8 billion in terms of total value lock, making it one of the top 10. The other thing with SUI is lots of exciting updates have been happening, like the Phantom wallet from Solana is going to be integrating SUI within their wallet. So you have a lot of new users. There's about 7 million Phantom users per month that is using them. So it's going to open up a whole new wave of people in the SUI ecosystem. Of course, here's Phantom's official announcement right over here. It says when SUI soon. So we do expect a lot of things rolling in. Another exciting development on SUI is its SUI Play. It's SUI Play OX1 right over here. It's the first gaming console on Web3, featuring a lot. And if we come right over here onto the website, we can see that they have a really cool website and they put together a nice marketing video. This is one of the first of its kind, so it's revolutionary, it's new, and they're expanding into different verticals. Now, some of these have already been pre-ordered, so I think there's been 5,000 that's already been pre-ordered at about $599. Besides the gaming console that will feature lots of new AAA gaming titles onto the SUI console, what you have is also airdrops. And if you look right over here, those who will be ordering the SUI Play console will be having the following airdrops that have been confirmed. And some of these projects are pretty cool. It reminds me of the Solana mobile when Solana came out with its mobile phone, and then users of it, people who pre-ordered it, got airdrop bonk. So I think the similar thing, a very similar and exciting thing is happening to the SUI ecosystem. You can see that right over here, VanEck, one of the largest portfolio asset managers, have came out with their prediction of SUI being $10. I've seen a lot of bullish posts on SUI lately, and I think the entire ecosystem is feeling that energy, that same energy that Solana was, but one cycle behind. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about Bluefin, one of the latest projects. It's a Perp DEX on SUI that I think has a lot of promising and exciting thing happening. If you take a look at Bluefin right over here, the token recently dropped at about 20 something cents. It shot up all the way to 80 something cents and then now is down to about 48 cents. It's trading roughly at $60 million market cap with a circulating of 124 million out of the 1 billion. So about 12-15% circulation. We're going to go into the details of why I think Bluefin is one of the exciting projects that is happening within the SUI ecosystem and has a lot of promising runway ahead of it. So for those of you who are new, my name is Colin. Welcome. What I do on my channel is that I look at interesting projects that have strong fundamentals, and I like to look at them in the long term. Now, before we get started, remember that none of this is financial or investment advice. The crypto market is extremely risky and most people lose their money. So make sure you do your own due diligence and research before you decide to get into any project. And furthermore, this is not a sponsored video. I'm not being paid by anybody. This is all my own research and raw thoughts that I'm putting out there. And if I have a position in any project at all, you can be guaranteed that I'll always let you know ahead of time. So with that out of the way, let's get started. So let's talk about why Bluefin is so special. So first off, it is an order book DEX. What does that mean? When you log into centralized exchanges like Binance, like KuCoin, like Coinbase, or your traditional stock brokers, what they do is they have an order book, okay? So an order book right here, what the centralized exchange does is it matches up your buy and sell order, and it executes at a price that both the buyer and the seller agrees. So that's what it means by an order book. But instead of a centralized entity, this is decentralized. Anybody can log on with their wallet and be able to do this. This is extremely powerful when you decentralize that power. Now, instead of things like, just normal DEXs like Uniswap on Ethereum, where, you input a price, you swap one token, in this case ETH for USDC, and then your money goes to a smart contract executes it and gives you a returning asset, okay? So notice right over here, Uniswap, Pancake or Jupiter, which is a DEX aggregator, okay? Those are all your normal DEX. The other thing that makes, Bluefin so special, if I come back to here and we go down, we see is it's not only spot, but what it is it's also a Perp DEX. Now, what does a Perp DEX mean? Let's start off with perps or perpetuals or perpetual swaps. What perpetuals are Perps are a derivative contract that allows traders to speculate on the prices of an asset, so in this case cryptocurrency, at a future date. They're different from your traditional futures contract or your traditional options like call option, put options, because they have no expiration date. So that's what Bluefin allows its users to do. And if we look back at the charts, we can see that behavior of a new project, a new token being launched right over here. It boats up to 80 something cents and then slowly dives back and has that dump or sell off. But in the long term, I do think that this will stabilize out, pick up, and then continue to run up. So 3 key things that will allow Bluefin to compete with the centralized exchanges. Number 1 is that it has a 30 milliseconds off-chain trade confirmations. That's super fast. A 400 milliseconds on-chain finality time. And then number 3 is it has the capacity to run at 30,000 transactions per second, making all of these features really attractive to be able to build a decentralized Perp DEX that allows it to compete with all of the centralized exchanges. So when I take a look under the hood, Bluey has done some insane numbers, okay? The numbers do not lie. Emotions and feelings lie in trading, but numbers do not. So if you take a look right over here, it's done over $40 billion, okay? There's an updated stat that represents about 72% of the entire SUI trading volume, okay? The market share in SUI. So if we take a look right over here, you can see Bluefin posted, "We're thrilled to announce that it surpassed $40 billion in all-time trading volume, powering the majority of trading activity on the SUI network," okay? So that's a huge milestone. And when we go over here, we can see on their open block, they've done about 41 billions already. In terms of cumulative fees, the fees on the trading, it's about $10 million. And then look at the number of users within the launch, okay? So 116,000 users already using the Bluefin app. So I think that it's climbing its way significantly. Now, when we go right over here, okay, you can take a look at other stats in terms of their perp stats right over here. So they post all of the stats that are available. And you can see right now in terms of daily users, there's about 11,000 daily users. So a lot of people are coming to Bluefin and using the app in terms of using it for trades, for perps, other purposes. We come right over here, we could see that there are concentrated liquidity pools within SUI that you can contribute to. And because it's new, of course, some of the APR is very high. Today's not a day to talk about liquidity provider. I did a whole video on that, so check it out in the description below. But you could see that there are a lot of things that you can do on the Bluefin app. And then on December 16th, they posted it right here. You can see the summary. There's $250 million of perp volume in 24 hours, 100 million in spot volume, and then you have 80 million of total value locked, and then 10,000 daily active users. So you can see that people enjoy this product. And when I personally use it myself, I find it really smooth, really easy to use and to execute transactions. So when you look at the tokenomics, you got to understand it well and use it to your advantage. What do I mean by that? Well, if you take a look here, the max supply is 1 billion token, circulating supply is only 150 million. That means that the token will get diluted. But if we take a closer look at the dilution process, we can see that right over here, the investors and team have a 3-year vesting period with a 1-year lockup after the token generation event, TGE. The ecosystem and community will also vest over 5 years, okay? So they break down their token as follows. The ecosystem growth, 52%, and then core contributors, 20%, and then strategic partners. So these are the insiders. To me, these are the insiders. They add up to 48%. Now, if you just look at that alone, and you can go through the details and see what they mean, you won't understand it from a trading and investing point of view. If I look carefully at this, strategic partners and core contributors, they both have a 3-year vesting with a 1-year cliff followed by a 24-month linear unlock, okay? So what that means is we're just going to come in here, take a closer look. So here they are, the strategic partners and the core contributors. These are these two guys, the red and the blue. So right now we're here in December, it dropped and there's a 1-year cliff. So they cannot dump on us for an entire year. So if you're investing somewhere here where there's massive unlocking, you got to be really careful. But looking at this, the 1 year from here, in my mind, okay, the bull market has already ended. So that's going to end in like November of 2025 or a little bit early into Q1 into the new year. But I'm going to be long gone from here. So right now, SUI is on the way up. And then blue which is the token of Bluefin right over here, there's not going to be a lot of pressure in terms of dumping on the token. So if you are thinking about getting into this token, keep in mind that after 1 year, that lockup period, you're going to get a lot of unlocking. Now, it may survive that unlocking, who knows, but right now, that's what it looks like. Now, in terms of the blue token, how high can it go? Looking back at the charts right over here, you can see it's only at 47 cents right now, which gives it a market cap of roughly 59 million. Okay, you can see the tokens, we talked about it, 124 million tokens outstanding right now. And you're not going to get dumped upon, at least by the insiders, until a year later. So if you're thinking about investing into this token, keep in mind that's what the unlocking schedule will look like. Now, there are other projects. For example, the CEDAS protocol, right? CEDAS is also another big DEX right now. So it's a big DEX on SUI. It's already achieved a market cap of $240 million. So it is roughly about 4 times bigger than Blue, okay? And when you compare, how high can these things get? So I think of them like some of the other DEXs, like Radium on Solana, right? Radium right now is a 1.4 billion, almost $1.5 billion market cap, okay? And then I think about it like Jupiter, which is a DEX aggregator on Solana. So Jupiter is roughly the same, 1.4 billion. I like using Jupiter, and I do hold Solana in my pocket as well, okay? And then, of course, Uniswap on Ethereum. Obviously, it's going to not get to Ethereum or Uniswap, but I'm just showing you that the DEXs can really make significant moves. Like Uniswap was over 22 billion during the last cycle. So it's a lot. So if we come back here and we look at something like CEDAS, that's pretty comparable. Now, I think in my opinion, my personal opinion, Blue will outperform CEDAS, okay? It will outperform this token. And we just look over at the market cap of the CEDAS token right now compared to something like Radium on Solana, right? It's still 6 times smaller. So CEDAS is 240 million, and then Radium is 1.4 billion. So it's got about a 6x, and at Radium's all-time high, it's about an 8x from here. Now, think back to the Blue token. Remember that Blue is only about roughly 60 million. So it's 4 times smaller. So compared to this right over here, if you think that Blue will become the dominant token, the dominant Perp DEX on SUI, what it'll do is it'll do roughly a 1520x, okay? So it's got a 1520x, and if you do it perfectly right now, 4 times smaller, it's a 24x in order for Blue to catch something like Radium. So I think that Blue, in terms of the risk reward ratio, if you go back to its token price right over here, Bluefin, or the Blue token, right now it's normalizing out just like any new token or project would drop, but I think over time it's going to catch up, and because it's doing such a large volume on SUI right now, it's going to become the main Perp DEX on SUI. So you don't know who's going to win the race, but right now I believe in the numbers. I don't believe in feelings. I look at the numbers. I do think that this token has a lot of runway. So there's a lot of cool things happening within the SUI ecosystem. I personally myself have been moving over using a lot of the different apps within the SUI ecosystem. I do like Bluefin a lot, and I think that the Blue token is very promising. So tell me what you guys think about the Blue token and how this project is going to do. I'm going to be doing a short series where I cover multiple projects in the SUI ecosystem because I do enjoy SUI a lot, and I think that it will probably be a top 10 layer 1 within the top 10 of cryptocurrencies. Whether it's this cycle or next cycle, SUI has a lot of promising things happening for them. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, give it a like and consider subscribing, and I will see you guys next time.